soundbeat.org. Soundbeat is produced at the Belfer Audio Archive, Syracuse University Libraries. I'm Brett Barry.
Hey everybody, this is Hayes Carl, and you're listening to KPFT Houston.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. To the men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night. The inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, March the 22nd. It's already March the 22nd. Next week is Easter. Can't believe it. I was talking to my friend earlier. It's like, wow. Just seems like it was New Year's, like yesterday. But here we are, almost at the end of March. And to say it's been an interesting week is an understatement. An understatement, let me tell you. But we've heard feedback from last week's show. We appreciate any and all feedback we get. Yes, we do. David's like,
I put earmuffs on.
yes, you did.
Well, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but it was a good show. I think it was a good interview. I said it again last week, and I'll say it again this week. I don't agree with everything. I never will. But that's not what the prison show's about. The prison show, it's an interview. That's all it was.
It was an interview.
And I thought it was a rather good interview.
I have so much more I want to ask him.
Well,
so, you know, you never know.
He said he'd come back on, but we'll give it some time.
Give it a minute.
You know, I've had like 3 of those interviews since I've been here at the prison show with controversial people, and everybody got riled up and thought it was the end of the world. It's not. It's an interview. There's nothing wrong with having an interview. We should have an open mind and be professional enough to be able to treat everybody like guests.
That's right. That's right. And we did.
Yeah, we had a good interview.
Yeah.
And Paul didn't slash his tires, so.
No, Paul didn't. Paul was very professional about it. We love you, Paul Morgan. So tonight, David has a great show lined up for us. A great show. I'm Dani, by the way, because some people have mentioned to me, you never say your name. Well, okay. David is the producer. I'm Dani, the host. Miss Linda is back there. She's part of the Texas Death Row Angels and the Prison Show. Stephanie is here. She's working the cameras. So all of us are here, and we also have some guests up in here. Tonight we have, just to list everyone who will be on tonight, Brenda Myers is the Executive Director of the Community and Children's Impact Center, and Raymond Robertson, client in the Get It Off Your Chest program. He is in the studio. We also have Dr. Dominick, President and founder of Texas Prisons Community Advocates, and Brittany Robertson, Director of Incarcerated Support Ad-Seg Specialist with TPCA and Texas Prison Reform Activists. Nicole Hutchison Moore, she's the founder and CEO of the Rusty Diamond Network. And of course, me, Dani Allen, and Linda Snyder, the Death Row Angels, we're going to be on tonight. So we have a lot going on. But first, we're going to kick off the show with Brenda Myers and Raymond Robertson. Before the show, we chatted a bit about your organization, and she gave me a wristband that says, "Don't mess with me, I'll tell," which I love.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love the wristband. But tell us what the Community and Children's Impact Center is.
We do a lot of things. We're kind of entrepreneurs for poverty-related folks, special needs kids. We have a resale shop that provides opportunities for people to do community service, especially people getting out of prison that needs some clothing, and we do that as well. We have a Get It Off Your Chest program that we do that gives folks an opportunity to get things off their chest and be able to leave that stuff behind with me and Jesus. So we do a lot.
That sounds like it.
Yes, ma'am.
It sounds like it. Now, what about Don't Mess With Me, I'll Tell?
That program just recently started. Most of y'all probably know of the little child, Audrey, that was drowned in the river close to our house, actually about 5 minutes from my shop. It put the nation on suicide watch. My kids just went ballistic and talking about suicide again, so we gave them a grant for them to come up with something that was positive instead of talking about suicide. And let me tell you, Harley and Lizzie, two of the young ladies who have been in situations similar to that, shocked me. When they come up with this program, Don't Mess With Me, I Will Tell, I literally started crying. And so now they're turning the negativity that they have been through into something majorly positive, and I can't tell you how proud of them two young ladies that I am. And they built a team. They come up with their logo last night, and so we're moving forward, and we're already getting responses from Ohio, Arkansas, all these different places that want to be a part of what they're doing. So pray for them, and hope that this thing goes nationwide.
We do hope it goes
Yes,
nationwide.
Yes,
So, Raymond,
Yes, ma'am.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was just a person messing up, and did it for many years. And my friend took me off the street because I was kicked in the street, and I just started doing drugs and just done it for many years, and done years of prison, and now I'm the other way. So I gotta go the other way and make it positive instead of a negative.
Absolutely. So you're working with Brenda, correct?
Yes, ma'am. A lot of times the stuff that she don't use at the Impact Center, I take and take it around to communities and the subdivisions, and the people that are on drugs, the little kids are running around without no clothes and stuff, and donate the clothes and stuff there. So
That's it.
It's kind of went full circle.
yeah.
It really has.
Yes, ma'am. You know, when I met Raymond, it was odd. The judge had sent him over to do community service for me. And some drugs fell out on the ground, and I gave him a choice either to go back to jail or to throw it away. And that particular day, I changed Raymond's life because I was able to mentor him. My team was able to mentor with him. He was very angry because he had lost the drugs, but he'll tell you that led to him recovering from what he was doing. And so now he comes and helps me. He tells his story to my young people that can tell somebody else. And so, the only other thing that I was concerned about is when Raymond or anybody who gets out of prison, in rural areas, it's very difficult for them to find resources. David actually sent me a list of places I didn't even know that allowed people who was getting out of prison to have opportunities to have a job. So they come to our Impact Center for socks, underwear, pants, clothes, and things like that. So we're usually the first stop. So we give them everything for free to get them started, and they're able to do community service also at our location. Stuff. So I'm proud of Raymond, really proud of him.
And I've done a lot of community service. 2 years ago, I come out of rehab, homeless on the street, with one pair of pants, a T-shirt, and a pair of shoes. And now I currently have a job working for the precinct too, and got a car, 2-3 cars, and a home. I don't have to worry about going sleeping in the ditch or in the woods or any place like that. In the place where I did all the drugs, and the place where my friend that sold all the drugs, he had passed on because he wouldn't stop, and everything's gone.
He burned it down.
I burned it to the ground. So
that's an amazing testimony.
Yes, ma'am. But it ain't no easy road. It's still not no easy road, and it's hard. Every day you wake up, it's hard. But for me, every day I wake up, it's lucky that I'm alive because of using it and living off of it. Because that's all we did. We lived it. We ate it. We slept it. And then I'd go to prison, come back out. Go to prison, come back out. And I've lost my life a few times and and God brought me back. So every morning, it's just important to say thank you, God. Don't need or want nothing. Just want to say thanks for letting me have this day, because you may not have tomorrow. You never know.
No, you don't know. You never know. So you have a thrift shop.
Yes, ma'am.
And I automatically go to the thrift shop. You have a thrift shop.
Yes, ma'am.
And, of course, a casino night is coming up, which I was like, oh, my. She put this in front of me, a casino night and a thrift shop. I was like, oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am.
I bought that camera stand at her thrift shop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
The neat thing about it is we are a nonprofit. I started in my backyard in 2004, about the time I got hit by a drunk driver, and that's kind of how my vision started. God gave me the encouragement to start this organization to help kids and get them off the streets. And so this thrift shop provides job opportunities, volunteer opportunities. Everything is donated 100%, and 100% goes back out to the public in some shape or form, whether it's to feed the hungry, pay electricity bill, a water bill, and sometimes it's just to help somebody fix their car or whatever the case may be. And one extraordinary thing that I think about my organization is nobody gets paid. I put it in my bylaws 18 years ago that if you can't do it from your heart, then you really don't need to be doing it at all. So I have some extraordinary people who work under me. I couldn't do it without them. I could sit here all day long and name all of them, but everybody plays an essential part for making this a nonprofit. And I don't like to brag, but I feel like if I don't brag, then I'm not going to be able to tell you what kind of extraordinary team that I have. We just won Hero of the Year. Out of 26 people, I won Hero of the Year of all of San Jacinto County, and we won Best Resale Shop and second place in Civic Organization. So it may look like a resale shop, but I am just honored to have such extraordinary people working and doing what we do as volunteers in our community.
And I may want to mention she does have the website is impact-ecc.org. do you have a thrift shop on the website?
Yes, and it's at 1020 North Bird in Shepherd, Texas. And, a lot of people ask me when they start to donate money to us, what makes us different? What makes us different from everybody else? Well, there's a fine line between San Jacinto County and Liberty County. Our resources are almost null and void. Right now, all of our food resources have stopped. We don't have it coming in our communities, and so we have to depend on volunteers or sponsors and things like that. And fortunately, we have a lot of them. And so, I have a lot of celebrity friends. Derek Woods from the Detroit Lions, Termite Watkins, Reggie Johnson, he's a 3-time world champion. And so they've all been getting together to help us raise this money for the first ever emergency crisis center in San Jacinto County. So we're working on that right now.
Which is amazing that you would think that the line wouldn't stop between Liberty and San Jacinto County. But
do you know that we bank for Wood Forest National Bank, and we got the opportunity to go to one of their big old things that they do, and there was like booths everywhere on every kind of topic, from suicide to PSD for soldiers and things like that. So I went around every single booth, and I said, do you know where Shepherd, Texas is? I was just wondering how come y'all's resources don't come out to where we're at. And they said, we don't. I wonder why. And I said, yes, ma'am, that's a good question. Mm-hmm. But 2 of them out of probably 150 booths served San Jacinto County. So we're kind of like a lost community out there. And so donations really help us do what we do.
And it's in between Polk.
In between Polk and Liberty County. There's a little bitty spot right there in the middle. That's us.
A little bitty.
Yeah, a little bitty. And I sit right, our resale shop sits right in the middle of 10 minutes from Cleveland, 10 minutes from Livingston, 10 minutes from Tarkington, and 10 minutes from Cleveland. So my resources provide to all of those towns right there. So
if you cross the river, you missed it.
Exactly.
Nope.
Yeah.
Shepherd America.
Shepherd America. Mm-hmm. That's what I was told it is. It's Shepherd America.
It has a little place of its own. Yes, ma'am.
So the casino night, that's for the crisis center?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it.
About 12 months ago, I had a woman who called me at 4 o'clock in the morning, and she had been beaten so bad with a hammer, had 3 hysterical children in the back of her car, and out of my 18 years, it's probably the worst thing that I've ever seen. And so I began to pray about it, and a few months later, my girlfriend's house burnt down with 6 kids, and they ended up in that really rundown hotel that we have in our community. And so I said, Lord, I need you to listen. I need a miracle. And a few days later, a gentleman come walking in our shop, had bought a 7-bedroom house not 2 blocks from our shop. I passed that house 1,000,000 times. And so after talking to him, we negotiated. We've made our first down payment thanks to a lot of our celebrities in our community. All came together, and we raised $21,000. And so right now we're at $24,000, and so we need another $117,000 to pay this location off. And once we do, this will become the first ever emergency crisis center that will serve people in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping. You know, when things happen that, the police officers can get some assistance with it, and they can just call us, and we can provide a bed and some food and things like that. So,
well, and so this casino night
will be the second down payment toward that. So we need people to come out, So we got probably about 40, 50 tickets left. For $50, you get $500 casino cash. You get a nice meal. You have a little music. Our DJ, one of the best in our area, is Mr. Joe LeBlanc. He will be there just making it jam, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. And the VFW in Cleveland, they donated us the whole facility, so my hat's off to them. We can't do it without folks like them. So I'm excited about it.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah, you need to come on out. Yeah.
Sounds like a good time. Yeah. Plus the thrift shop. I keep saying shop.
Yeah.
Thrift shop.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm all about that thrift shop. Well, there's not a lot of, clearly there's not anything in Shepherd.
Not much.
To help people coming out of prison. Nope. And that is really, obviously near and dear to our hearts.
Mm-hmm. No, Brittany.
I thought you were talking.
Yeah, I didn't know the mic was still on. We're almost out of time, Miss Brenda.
Yes, sir.
So, if a guy was to get out, how could he find you, or a girl, a lady, if either one of them got out? How could they find you? How can they get a hold of you if they're interested in casino night or if they're interested in the crisis center or whatever?
Yes, sir. They can call me at 936-499-2632. That's my personal cell phone. We do have a website. It's impact-ecc.org, and we also have a cash out. It's the cash sign.
No, we can't do cash
that
out.
one. Oh,
No.
oh, okay.
No.
What about snail mail? Do you
What
have
is
a
that?
snail mail address?
I never heard of that.
Regular mail address.
Oh, email B Myers.
No.
No.
No. Regular
Snail mail.
I don't even know what that is.
United
Like
States Postal Service.
Oh.
Like you get a like
Do you
you
have
get
a P.O. box? Or?
Oh, no. I just have a regular address.
Okay.
Okay. It's 1020 North Bird, Shepherd, Texas, 77371.
Do it one more time real slow because they didn't have their pencil. They got to go grab that pencil.
Got you. It's 1020 North Bird, BYRD, Shepherd, Texas, 77371.
Shepherd America.
Shepherd America, yes.
Shepherd America.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we enjoyed having you two on, and very proud of Raymond.
I am
And
too.
your organization is fantastic. So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate both of you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
And now we're got to scoot on over to Dr. Dominick. Meet Dominick.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I am hanging on in there. Happy to be on the prison show on my birthday tonight.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. and me. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, David. Oh, that's great.
You didn't know Cowboy Dave could sing, did you?
I didn't. Now I know. Brittany can't join us tonight. She's too tired. I talked to her right before the show, and she was wiped out. And I was like, Brittany, go sleep. It tells you she's been working super hard, right? Trying to just help out with the letters from the folks inside, help to get us organized on some things, and has just been, we've got a great team of folks that are all volunteers that are trying to make it happen. And of course, earlier tonight, we had just done a training for the family members on medical issues within TDCJ and what to look for, what are medical restrictions, and how do you partner with your incarcerated loved one to help them in their advocacy needs regarding that. So we're pushing along. We want to make sure that the family members get the information because it's difficult, right? Understanding all those policies and rules and what's real and what's not. They need some help with sorting a lot of those things out. So it was great to have her and Kathy doing that tonight. And they're always just such a huge blessing. And I just got to do this big kind of shout out to the National Lawyers Guild, the Jailhouse Lawyers Texas chapter. I got a letter from them today that they had, what they had sent into the Sunset Commission, and it was just great. And I want to mention, too, for folks, and I know there was that February deadline, right? That was their first soft deadline for push. But the reality is you have until they get that report in for your responses to be confidential. After that, you can still submit, but it won't be confidential anymore. So keep it coming, folks. I mean, keep writing them, keep letting them know what's going on behind those walls, keep giving them those recommendations so that those politicians hear about it, they know about it, and they can work towards making some real changes because those are the ones that hold those purse strings, right? The politicians. And, of course, we over at TPCA, we're getting ready for a summer. As we always do. I don't have good news about the projections for this summer. Most of the projections are saying it's going to be as bad as last summer, if not worse. So, brace for impact, of course, and, telling the folks inside, make sure you get those electrolytes and those water and you're ready to weather that storm. And out here, we're getting ready. We'll be doing our first 85 Stay Alive event April 17th at UT Austin, so we haven't brought that mock cell there yet. So that's going to be a first for us. And of course, we're just getting ready for the summer, just to let people know around the world that what's going on behind those Texas walls. And that was another thing I found really encouraging lately. We've got people from all kinds of different states, national, international, who are taking an interest in it and are really joining in the fight for this. Special mention to Colorado and New York, I think, that they are being more aggressive and looking at what's going on with incarcerated folks in Texas. So that's been like one of the more encouraging things that I've seen recently. And of course, we keep pushing, we keep fighting to help the folks inside. I want to mention our newsletter real quick. We're trying to get one out. We're hoping to get one out early April-ish. That's the target base. Going through some challenges, trying to get that sorted out. And of course, we're getting ready for, our summer events to talk about the heat issue. I also want to quickly mention the medical issues, folks. Just write us, let us know what's going on with that. We've been really working on several cases that have to do with medical issues, and of course, a compassionate release program. If you don't know what that is, for the folks inside, hopefully we'll be sending some more information in so you get an understanding of what it takes to have a medical parole. And there's a lot of hoops and there's a lot of challenges with that, but we want to continue to. It's a mechanism for people to be with their loved ones. So we've been really doing a lot of focusing on that the past couple of weeks or so or more, honestly, and just monitoring the other situations that are taking place. And I just want to mention you can write us at P.O. Box 1974, Fulton, Texas 78358. That's P.O. Box 1974, Fulton, Texas 78358. And we may be a little slow because we're all volunteers, but we're getting there. We're getting there, and we're definitely working with family members out here so that they can be educated and they can help their loved ones in the inside with their needs. I'm sorry, I think my throat's a little sore tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, also want to mention, just the food issues, and I think Brittany might have mentioned that a little bit last time she was on. Just keeping those food diaries. That's something that we're looking at, too. And send us those food diaries. It seems like there's always these trends where there's food and then there's not food and food and then there's not food. And then we know what happens during the summer with all the Johnny Sacks. So we'd like to see folks inside get a whole lot better nutrition. So keep us posted on what's going on with that. Definitely. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my throat tonight.
That's okay.
And your previous guest was just a hard guest to follow, I think, tonight. They're just doing some fabulous work out there.
They sure are.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've been looking into that a little bit, doing some partnerships, collaborations, so we can help people when they get out as well. But we're young and growing, right?
Right. And I know that I've put it out there on the Prison Show's Facebook page, but it's important that people know that they can have two fans. There's still people do not know this. With the summer coming up, you can have two fans.
You absolutely can. There's some of the units that still don't have the plugs, but you can have two fans. And also, thank you for reminding me, Dani, our cooling towel project. We've already sent in cooling towels this year. We started in February, sending in our first batch because TPCA has to sort those and distribute those. So we're trying to get ahead of that curve. To date, for the years we've been doing that project, we've sent in over 4,000 cooling towels.
Wow.
At this point, yeah.
Do you know which units they're going to?
We unfortunately we don't typically know. TPCA has been willing to work with us if we ask for specific units. I think last summer the women's units seemed to be very neglected, so we asked for some to head that way. And then after the fire that happened, sending some cooling towels to that specific unit, the Walls unit, because they had lost some of their property. So we had some folks who reached out to us and say, hey, can you see if they can, target that unit? So occasionally we can ask them, hey, can you send them to specific units? But basically all the cooling towels go to indigent incarcerated folks, and they keep the internal list for that. And we depend on the folks on the inside to let us know that they have received those. And we've gotten quite a few reports that they've received them.
That's awesome. And you said the units keep track of those that qualify?
So it's not, I don't think it's the unit itself. It's somewhere in between commissary and the chaplaincy department that actually have a list of those individuals who are indigent and incarcerated, and they rely on that list. And those are the individuals who will receive the free cooling towels.
Okay. And they get one, correct?
They get one. They get only one. And then, another thing I think that's important to mention is the Fan Direct program. So people on the outside can send fans, can purchase fans for people on the inside through going through that Fan Direct program, which is run completely with, through TDCJ.
All right, but they can only have, if they get a fan through that program, they can only have the one.
I think they can only receive the one for whoever purchases it, but whether or not they can go purchase their own via commissary, that would give them the two.
Well, correct. But I know when I tried to do it, they told me that if the person already had a fan, that I could not. Right, but of course, after they get the fan, they can turn around. I can put money on their account, and they can buy a fan.
Exactly, which is they could have made it easier for us. Definitely.
Really? They never make it easy for us. Never. But you know what? I know Brittany couldn't be on, but man, she sent a wonderful email over to the state legislators about the McConnell unit. And that was freaking amazing. We have to close, but I had to give some props to Brittany because, wow. She's, that email was amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is. She really is. She really is. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and we look forward to the next time you're here.
Thank you much. Y'all have a good night.
Enjoy your birthday.
Yeah, enjoy your birthday.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, now we have Nicole Hutchison Moore. She is the founder and CEO of the Rusty Diamond Network. She is on the air. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I apologize. I'm late. We've had a little bit of sadness in our family with our little puppy we've had for 17 years. So it's been a little bit of a crazy week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always hard.
It is. But Dave's always so good. He's like, okay, this is your week. Come on. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're good. And then, stuff happens. And
I gave you the 1 minute countdown tonight.
Yeah, you did, my friend. Yeah, you did. And it got me thinking, though, when I was incarcerated inside, I lost one of our other babies. We had a pack of 5, and then we got down to 4, and now we're down to 3. And, that stuff happens. Life still happens out here when you're inside and then when you're out here, right? It's hard. So anyway, I apologize, and I appreciate you guys' patience with me.
Oh, no problem. We're always willing to accommodate.
Well, good. So I didn't get a chance to hear what everybody was talking about kind of earlier, but we've got some exciting stuff happening with reentry and a couple of summits that are coming up. One is actually in Florida. It's a national summit, and we're really looking forward to it because you guys know I preach all the time about the fact that, like reentering society, we never left. We're still sitting there. Everybody that's listening to us right now, you're still connected to your family. You're still connected to your community. You're just locked behind these walls in this time out. And I've tried to preach this message about how important it is that we make sure we take care of everybody inside, that obviously 95% are going to come out, right? At least. So we've got a couple of summits where I think we're going to have a good audience to kind of hear that message and really understand what it means to be incarcerated and then being released. And the transition to that is one that is so smooth and something that people aren't really kind of used to hearing.
No, they're not. Not at all.
No, it's always, who are those guys behind the bars, right? What we do, and we're over here and we're cast out, and yet we're not. We're still connected in some form or fashion to out here. So it's so important.
It is important. In fact, when you said that, it made me think of a letter that the prison show got from a gentleman who's been in since 1978, and he's 80 years old, and he's still connected. He's,
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting. I did a podcast. I know the guys have tablets, and I'm not sure what they can access, but there's a podcast called Cold Red, and I think I talked about this 6 weeks ago when they had reached out to me. Well, I actually recorded it and did it, and it was an hour and a half, and it was really intense because, of course, I'm talking about what happened with me and my crime and my victim and my life before, during, and after. And the whole time I was thinking about you guys. As a matter of fact, I talked about you guys at the end of the call. When I say you guys, I mean the prison show that reaches out to those that are incarcerated and allows families to connect. Because there's this perception that we just, do the thing, and then we're cast off. We're thrown away. And it's so much further from the truth. And then beyond that, we're actually going to be back in society, walking into the gas station or the grocery store or right next to you. And how important that is to understand it from the perspective of humanity as well as reintegrating into society after, being incarcerated.
Right. It's a lot of people don't realize it, and I think last week we had Andy Kahn on, and it was important for us to make sure he understood that a lot of these men and women will be out, so we need to treat them, even though they don't come out. We need to treat everyone like a human being.
Absolutely. And I think people are more open to hearing that. And, the more I speak and put myself out there and say, hey, here's what happened. Here's my story, the good, bad, and the ugly, so to speak, right? For lack of a better word. It's so important. And I hope that everybody listening to this, whether you're a family on the inside, we all have to look at it in a compartmentalized kind of thing to say, okay, here's the thing, but what is the root? What led up to it? And then if we're going to look at the root cause and try to help that, then of course, aren't we going to look at, okay, then what happens after?
Yeah. What happens after and long into the future.
Exactly. So it's been an interesting time for me with the emotions that I've had with losing, a part of my family with my little, she's a 4-legged baby, but I had her for 17 years. She was actually in the car with me the night of my accident. And when, my thing happened that led me down this path, right? But I've had all these things lately that are just making me think more about the root of the humanity of it and how we got here. And I think that's so important, and it's so lost. And we never, ever forget those guys that are behind the wall and the gals. And it's so important to wrap our arms around them and love them. And that's how Rusty Diamond was born and what I do. So I just appreciate the opportunity to come on here and be able to just like kind of have a minute when I'm a little bit emotional about some stuff right now, to just say, look, we're all human. We all make mistakes. No mistake is greater than the other. They are all painful and traumatic, but it's what we do with it going forward.
Right, and some people just get caught, and some people don't. But everyone makes mistakes, and you know, a lot of the people in charge, a lot of the officers, higher ups, they all do things. They just don't get caught.
Don't get me started on that. I went into prison thinking I was going to like lean into the staff and the support, and then it was the reverse. I was like, hello, fellow inmate. Help me survive this and understand how this works, because it's very backwards from what you'd expect.
It is very backwards. And, you know, David and I were laughing earlier about the officer at the Huntsville Unit, the Walls Unit. He got caught bringing in some tobacco products.
Yeah, and there's a big controversy online about they shouldn't be messing with him because it's just tobacco. But the problem is it's illegal. They made the rule that it's illegal, so they shouldn't be bringing it in, and they're supposed to set the example. But yet here they are, the ones bringing it in. So I agree. Arrest him. Throw the book at him.
He was planning on selling it, clearly.
Well, I mean, that and whatever else. I mean, they're bringing in a lot more than just that. So,
Yeah,
and that same conversation brought that up too. So,
yeah.
I mean, during COVID, they there was no visits or anything, but yet they still had all that stuff in there. I mean,
I know. Can't blame it on the
Well,
visitors.
and now they've cut off our mail, and I mean, I can't even hardly communicate with my diamonds. It's like almost impossible. And I have to be connected to an IPO or a therapist or somebody on site, which is very few that are involved in rehab or reentry, in order for them to connect me with my girls, because even trying to set up an account, and I'm sure some of the prison wives and some of the families here are going to relate to this, it is so hard to try to communicate with anybody anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, we are out of time. Actually, we went over a little bit. So we got to carrying on.
I talk too much.
Yeah, that's okay.
I love you
Look,
guys.
we're sorry about your pup, and we hope things get better, and we'll be praying for you. I know this is not a really religious group, but I can pray all I want to.
Right,
So.
but we don't.
You don't have to, Dani. I'll do it all for you.
I pray. Just, this show was not built on.
It's not a religious show, but we can talk about what we want to do ourselves. So
Let me just give one quick shout out to the Marlin and Henley units. You girls are busting it in your programs, and I know parole is way behind, and we see you, we hear you, and I'm working with parole to make sure that you girls are going to be up. So I just wanted to give that shout out so those girls know that's happening.
Well, thank you, Nicole. We look forward to the next time you're on.
You bet. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Nicole.
Blessings to everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. Now it's time for Linda and I. All right. It's very loud.
Yes, it is.
It's very loud. Okay. Good evening, everyone on Texas Death Row and everyone else listening, because we all know y'all are listening, right? We wanted to highlight a website, TexasPoliticalPrisoner.com. This is the website of Ronald Pribble, who is currently on death row. He was prosecuted by Kelly Ziegler.
Did I help or did
I don't know, but you're loud, David.
I turned it off?
No, you... Okay. Anyway, many of you probably had dealings with her, not just on death row, but a lot of the death row guys did. If you have access to a website, please go there and read the information, listen to the audio. So TexasPoliticalPrisoner.com, and it is the case of Ronald Preble. So let us know what you think after you go on there. Anyway, right now, according to the TDCJ website, there are no scheduled executions, according to their website. But again, we do know that Romero Gonzalez does have a date, but it's not on the website. Every single time Linda and I mention anything, I seem to get yelled at or something. So I'm just letting you know, we always get the backlash. So I'm being extra cautious. Get your phones out now, because it is now time to call the governor's office. 512-463-2000, 512-463-1782. Tell him you oppose the death penalty and all executions. I still want to invite Abbott to join the new conservative organization against the death penalty. And I have actually been inviting him via X. I still want to call it Twitter. And if you oppose the death penalty and you haven't been doing your part, start doing it. Differences do not matter when you're standing with others protesting injustice. Now, as my friend Mayo says, here's the news you can use. And just to remind everyone, if you want a copy of the information, please let Linda or I know. Gustavo Sandoval, you were rescheduled for conference at the Supreme Court today, March the 22nd. This is the 5th time you have been rescheduled, and this is coming out of the CCA. Rodney Reed, you've replied to the state's opposition on March 20th and are currently scheduled for conference at the Supreme Court on April 12th, coming out of the CCA. Rodolfo Medrano, you were scheduled for conference on February 16th and on March 1st, but have been rescheduled for today, March the 22nd, coming out of the CCA. Dylan Compton, you were scheduled for conference on January the 5th, January 12th, on and on and on. You were scheduled several times, and you were also scheduled today, March the 22nd, coming out of the CCA. Stephen Nelson, the state submitted their brief in opposition to your petition at the Supreme Court coming out of the Fifth Circuit on March the 13th. Mayo, your petition was filed at the Supreme Court on March the 11th, coming out of the Fifth Circuit. The state's response is due by April the 12th. Tony Ford, you have a status hearing in the county on March the 27th. Aureli Escobar, on March 11th, you filed a motion for reconsideration. Then on March the 21st, the state filed a response in opposition to your motion at the district court. Obel Cruz Garcia, Judge Rosenthal, denied your motion to alter judgment at the district court. Mark Robertson, George Curry, Tony Ford, and Ricky Cummings. On March the 12th, Judge Zach Hawthorne granted your motion for oral arguments. The consideration of the motion to dismiss from the state is terminated and abated. After the oral argument, a ruling will be issued on the motion to dismiss. On February the 9th, Freddie Hurley, who is over at the Powledge Unit, filed a motion to intervene. And as always, if any of you want copies, let us know. And oh my God, I can't grab the paper. There. Gerald Marshall. On March the 19th, Judge Hoyt ordered briefs from you and your attorneys on your per se motion within 21 days. Stephen Thomas, on March the 21st, the state submitted their response to your petition for writ of habeas corpus at the district court. Willie Washington, on March the 21st, you responded to the state's motion to cancel the hearing or limit the scope of the hearing at the district court. And Linda.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I've got some remembrance. Number 211, March 15th, 2000, Timothy Gibble. Turn this page. Number 360, March 15th, 2006, Tommy Hughes. 511, March 19th, 2014, Ray Jasper. Number 388, March 20th, 2007, Charles Neely. Number 300, March 20th, 2003, Keith Clay. Number 536, March 22nd, 2016, Adam Ward. Number 361, March 22nd, 2006, Robert Salazar Jr. Number 30, March 3rd, 1989, Leon King. Number 55, March 23rd, 1993, Carlos Santana. And that's all of our remembrances for this week. And then we have a poem by J. Van Story. And it's called The Friendly Wind. As I pass by on my way to work, my gaze rests where it always does, to the last cell on 4 row, where I lived when I arrived so many years ago. The red brick and blue steel reaches high into the dark sky, 4 stories tall. Its windows brightly glisten in the pre-dawn floodlights. This old unit and I have been through a lot, and somehow we're both still standing. But the friendly wind, as it's been known, will still be here long after I'm gone, haunting the days of others who are equally doomed to reside within its walls.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one. That's really good, Jay.
It is a really good one. He's an awesome person.
Yes, I know he is. I mean, he is a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
I haven't met him. You have. I haven't.
Yeah. He's very sweet, and he has been proven innocent.
Yes.
But it's one of those cases that, you hear about so often that they continue to keep him on the inside. He, too, has some information that will be coming out. He is with Uncuff the Innocents. So one of the Innocent Projects have picked him up. So it's wonderful. And also, what was the name of the Iron Horse?
Oh, I wrote it down in there. I forgot.
We did. The prison show did get a letter.
Thunderbolt, wasn't it?
Iron Thunder Horse.
Iron Thunder Horse.
Yes, he is over at the Polanski unit, and in his letter, he stated that he was part of the original organization or committee for the prison show that Ray Hill had back in 1980. So he wanted to reconnect with us here at the prison show, which we love. We love that. And we, Linda and I and David, all of us will be writing you.
Yes, you're going on my tablet tonight.
Yes. So, and we look forward to hearing some of those stories that, when you first started with Ray and how the prison show was formed, what your thoughts were, how we've grown through the years, and what you think about the prison show, because you were there at the beginning.
Yes,
so we appreciate that. We appreciate you reaching out to us. Your letter was topic of the conversation prior to the show going live tonight, and you really touched us with that letter.
Yes, you sure did, and maybe one day we'll get to meet you.
Yeah.
If you don't get a lot of visits or anything, and you want some, let Dani and I know.
Yeah, we would love to. Anyway, I know David's going to write to you also. So we had to get that part into the worked into the show about any mail that we get concerning Ray is incredible, and also my secret source about the tablets. We need the information on the podcast. We need it all. And this is for Death Row. We need information on what you have on the podcast, if you don't mind, and you know who you are. My secret source. Got to keep it hush hush because some people.
Or really anybody that can describe what all's going on.
Oh yeah.
I need options.
Options.
Yeah, I think that the public radio app is probably the best one, but I need to know who, what, when, where, and how, so I can get a hold of them and I can get my foot in the door.
So, if you want to write us over on Death Row, let us know what the podcasts are. We would be very much appreciative. And I think that's all we got, David, if you want to.
You're right on time. It's 9:55 exactly.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Can you believe it? How many times that ever happened?
Never.
That's we keep talking about Ray. Let's listen to Ray's song.
I'm calling from New Caney. Say hi to my brother Bill. He's doing 3 to 5, but we all love him still. He won't be home for Christmas or for my 12th birthday. We visit every other weekend and we tell him we're okay. His lawyer said don't worry, it was his first offense. He's gonna get probation and a firm slap on the wrist. A wrong place at the wrong time. He's not that bad a guy, but the judge's wife had left him and the only witness lied. Although he's only 17, they say he is a man. A child my brother rode away inside that prison van. So say hi to my brother Bill, and thanks for taking my call. It's nice to know there is a voice heard deep inside those walls. No matter how many doors they lock, well, they can't keep you away. It's nice to know you're out there, the prison show with Ray. I'm calling from Victoria, my boys in Ellis One. Your mom and me both love you, I know you know that, son. We'll be up in just 2 weeks, be sure that you're on time. You know how your mother gets when she has to wait in line. Your sister is just doing fine, you know she turned 16. She hadn't learned to use a clutch, it's the damnedest thing I've seen. The lawyers called 2 days ago about a motion they're gonna use. I don't know all the details, but I pray it is good news. You gotta hang in there, son. I know the days are long. I also know you can do it, 'cause you always been headstrong. So say hi to my son Jim, and thanks for taking my call. It's nice to know there is a voice heard deep inside those walls. No matter matter how many doors they lock, well, they can't keep you away. It's nice to know you're out there, the prison show with Ray. It's nice to know you're out there, the prison show with Ray.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Okay, remember the number here is 713-526-5738, option number 2. Now, let's get to the calls. Captain Tom.
Well, hello, Dani.
Hello, Captain Tom. How are you?
I'm fine. Linda, how are you?
I'm fine, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Hello, Cowboy Dave. What's up, buddy?
The price of rent, I reckon.
The price of rent. Okay. How's your baby doing?
Which baby? My motorcycle?
Yeah, your motorcycle.
Yeah, my motorcycle's doing good, but I got a goose that's really having a hard time. She laid about 4 eggs, and she sat on the nest, and we don't have a gander. So she was thinking she was going to have some babies, and she was just sitting on some eggs.
But how can a goose lay eggs without a gander?
Well, chickens lay eggs, and they don't have a rooster. They're just not fertile. So they're edible whenever they're that way. We eat them. And a goose egg is equivalent to about 3 different chicken eggs. But she's so sad and depressed. Dee Dee went in there and cleaned up the nest, and that poor little goose is just laying there with her head just down on the ground. She won't even squawk at us.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, postpartum depression, I guess.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, break my little heart.
Well, I want to tell you, you can still donate to KPFT by going to kpft.org or call 713-526-5738 or text the word GIVE to 713-526-5738. And now about a shout-out are Arkansas, Juju, Leroy, Jar Armstrong, J.B. Anderson, David Keys, Clarence Lee Bowman, Pete Signs, Chris Taylor, George Johnson, John R. Green, Stephen Young, Terrence Carmichael, John Wayne, Mike D., Robert Brown, Terry Lee Lewis, Samuel B. Harris, Robert Harris, it's Bobby Joe Harper, and we have Jacob Howard, and we have Peter Torres, Thomas Mitchell, Bob Dunn. We have Roger Jackson, and we've got Charles McKay. And that's all for my shout-outs this week. I'll try to do this more often if I can, if something else will come up.
You should. You should, Captain Tom.
What?
You should call more often.
I'll try to. I really do, but I've had a lot of things going on with veterans organizations, so, it's kind of hard to keep up with that and do everything else, too. So, anyway, my shout-outs are over with for this week, and I thank you. You call 713-526-5738, and option number 2. And I'm out of here. Y'all take care.
Thanks, Captain Tom. All right, now we have Anjanette on line 2. Hi, Anjanette.
Hey, Dani, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing, Linda?
She says she's doing good.
Great. Good. Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to my love, Big Will, at the Polensky Unit on Life Row. Hello, my baby. I love you. I love you very, very much, and I'm missing you like crazy. Can't wait to see you. Can't believe it's going to be quite a while. But that's okay. Just keep thinking about me and dreaming about us, and you know what it is. I love you so very much, and I'm missing you, and I can't wait to talk with you and dream of us, my love. I'm praying for you. I hope you have a good night. Don't stay up too late. Have a good night, my love. My puffin. I'll see you in my dreams. I love you so much. I liver you. Okay. Shout out for the guys on Life Row. Hi, Blaine. How are you, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Mayo, Bethel, Mark, Woody, Eric, Debo, and a very, very special shout out to the Fat Swag crew at the Polensky Unit. Much love and big hugs from Big Will. You already know what it is. Hug life, his life. All right, everyone at the prison show, you guys have a good night. Definitely take care and enjoy your weekend.
You too, girl.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now Christine.
Hi everyone, here is Christine from Switzerland. I have a message for Carrie and for all other Imitate who listen right now. I wanted to say something very important. You are loved and you are accepted by the most highest King in the world. He loves you. And you deserve the grace. You deserve the grace so much. Because you are loved. Even you don't feel that you don't deserve the grace. You deserve the grace. And I wanted to put some peace into your heart right now. That you feel safe. That you feel loved. And that you know that God has a plan for everyone. Even it's hard right now to understand. I know there's something much better. And I wanted to sing one song, my favorite song. It calls Waymaker. And I hope that everyone who's listening, that is go deep into your heart. And that you know that you are loved, because this is so important. I know much people are broken and think they don't deserve the grace, but yes, you deserve the grace. You are loved by the most highest King in the world. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here and touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here and healing every heart. We worship you, Jesus. We worship you. Thank you for listening, and I wish you a wonderful day full of grace and joy and love. Bye.
All right. Shirley. We have Shirley on the line. Hey, Shirley. Miss Shirley?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, okay. How are y'all doing?
Doing great. How about you?
All right. I called to do a shout out to my baby boy. See how he's doing. Blaine, we all love and miss you. And I love you more. See, you can't say it back now, right? Right. So I love you more. So you can't say it back. He always says he loves me more, but he don't. I love him more. I carried him.
Yep.
But he'll get me tomorrow on that. But I love and miss you, and enjoy our talk every day. And you have sweet dreams, and you have a good night's rest, and I hope you don't have a headache tonight or migraine. I do a shout out to Big Will, Mark, Eric, Mayo, and Beto. Y'all have sweet dreams and good night. And y'all keep your heads up in there. I pray for all of y'all. And I pray for you, Blaine, a lot. So, talk to you tomorrow. Love and miss you. The girls are asleep, so they can't say hi. So, good night. Love you. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay, now we have Jackie.
Hi, Carrie, my love. It's Jackie here. I'm so happy about all that God is doing right now. It's so wonderful. I'm so amazed at how faithful God is. I hope you got through your move well and that you feel comfortable. And I hope your day was good today. And yeah, that everything went good, that you eat well, and yeah, that you feel good. The weekend is just around the corner, and I don't have anything special planned. I will do the housework as usual and play with the kids. Yeah, in Germany, spring is coming and everything is in bloom. I wish you could see it. I will send you a lot of pictures. Yeah, I will miss you, but think of you every day. My friend Christine will sing a song for you and for everyone else. So I hope you will like it. I love how she sings. She always touches my heart and makes me cry. And maybe I could imagine that you will feel the same. So I can't wait what you will tell me. Yeah, so listen carefully, and yeah, I love you, my best friend, and I will always be there for you. Always. You are such a gift in my life. Really a very precious gift. Take good care of yourself, and God bless you, my wonderful friend. I hug you and wish you a good night. Love you forever. Hugs and kisses from Germany. Your Jackie.
All right, now we have Carmela.
Good evening, Prison Show. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you for being here for us. I'd like to make 2 shout-outs. The first one to Marcus Mullins. I don't know if he's still at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, but wherever you are, hope you can hear me, and I'll find out if you've been moved when I can talk to Father David. Hope everything's going good for you. I don't know if you got the big rain shower that we got last night. Kind of scary, but we need the rain. All the chickens survived. Daisy's doing okay. Their families that are at church tonight, gearing up for their Easter celebration. Hope you're doing okay, staying well and safe. You're not forgotten and you're still loved. Talk to you soon. Good night, Marcus. And my next shout out is for Bradley Leland Aiken at the Beto Unit. Hey, Brad, this is Carmela, your aunt. Hope you're doing okay. We've had a good week. Hope you're staying cool and warm. The weather's kind of flip-flop here in Houston. Of course, that's Houston for you. But we had a good rain last night. Excuse me. I'm getting my eyes taken care of. I have cataracts and macular degeneration in my left eye. Having trouble seeing, but at least that's in progress. Just wanted to say hi and let you know that you're still loved. You're not forgotten. You have a birthday coming up next week, so I will call you and just wish you a happy birthday. You have a great week. Keep your chin up. Keep your mind busy. And just know you're loved. Good night, Brad. Thank you, Prison Show. You guys have a blessed week. And a joyous Easter. And I'll talk to you next week.
Same to you, Carmela. Have a great weekend. All right. We have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polunsky. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health, spirits, staying safe, and that there's a smile on your handsome face. As for me, everything is okay. I'm not too long home from work, so I'm just chilling out here with Daytona, and yeah, she is getting her belly rubbed. The weather here, yeah, you have guessed it. It is raining. Now, yesterday was nice and you could really kind of, that kind of spring air and yeah, it felt like spring was coming on. Now today it is back to like if it is winter time. I'm not in work tomorrow, so I am going up to see Buddy. Yes. So I give him carrots for you. Everything else is pretty much the same. Please know that you mean the world to me and that I am sending you big, big hugs and kisses. So good night, sweet dreams, and please, please, please stay safe. And to everybody at the Prison Show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
All right, and just a reminder, the number here is 713-526-5738, option number 2. Now we have Hank. Hey, Hank. Hello, Hank. Maybe no Hank? Maybe Hank got tired of waiting? Which Hank was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't answer it.
Stephanie answered it. Was it Hank from Wisconsin?
It was Hank.
Hank Lamb?
Here's a number we can call him back, 608.
Yeah, it's a 608 number. I don't know. We can call him back. If she'll put him back on hold, we'll take another caller.
Okay. Let's go to Lydia on line 1.
Hi, Dani.
Hi, Miss Lydia. How are you?
We're doing good here in the valley at 90 degrees already.
Oh, wow.
It was a beautiful day today, just beautiful. We had a very pretty day. And I just want to give a shout out to my son, Beto, and to all the guys. Know that you're thought of. And I want to thank Big Will for sending me a short letter there. Thank you for thinking of me. And I want to tell my son that Tina got in the pool today. She thought the water was going to be warm because we were at 90, but the water's still cool. So she said it's still cool, and she got out. her and that dog of hers were going to get in the pool. But supposedly tomorrow the girls, Andrea's girls, are supposed to go over and swim. They already packed their bags already. They're ready for tomorrow to go over to Grandma's. So she's going to have a good day tomorrow with her grandkids. I haven't talked to Jennifer, mijo, or to Amanda today. Jennifer, I haven't talked to her in a while because I know she's busy, but she said she was already out of school, or for a few months. I don't know how, maybe a month, not that long, but she's out already. And that's about all. I went over to Tia Rosa's. Oh, Tia Rosa, I went and showed her how to attach a photo. Okay? And she sent you a real short email and attached a photo of her and her class of Sherryland 50-year reunion or something. But I showed her how to do it. Okay? I really don't know how she writes to you because she didn't even know how to get into that site. But anyway, I'm glad she gets in and writes to you, Nicole. Anyway, call me tomorrow. I love you and I miss you. And you guys have a good night. And I love you, puppy. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Lydia. Have a great weekend. Okay, now we have Manuela.
Hi, this is my shout out to my sweet and precious, very handsome, wonderful dream husband, Robert Robertson. Hello and good evening, baby. As I make this record, I do hope and pray that you feel good, that you are alright, and that you are in a good mood. As for me, I'm great. I'm okay. I'm all right. The family is all right here. Everybody is healthy. The weather is not good. It's cold and gray sky. But if I'm thinking about you, then my heart goes warm. And you are my sunshine and everything. You're my all and everything. And you know that, I think so. Please don't worry about me, baby. I'm okay. I think it's because the lockdown that you don't get my messages. I'm alright, and I wrote your messages, and I think you will get it the next few days. I think it's a shame that you don't get, or I think the other guys don't get the mails too. But we know that, and you don't have to worry about me. I'm great, baby. Well, yesterday I was in Frankfurt. If you get my messages, you will see why I was there. And please let me know if you get my messages, because I want to know what you think about it. Because I want to know what you think, baby. My love, I want you to know that I miss you so very, very much. I want you, I need you, and I love you with all of my heart, always and forever. You are my one and only. I would never do anything to hurt you or disappoint you. You are my one and only love, my one and only man. And I never want someone else besides you. I only want you, and you are the love of my life. And I will never lose one never want to lose you. You are my big, 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 great true love of my life. Baby, good night. Sweet and blessed dreams to you. I do hope and pray that you get my messages. And how I said, don't worry about me. I'm great. I'm fine, baby. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Good night, my love.
All right. Now, earlier I had mentioned that Brittany had sent some emails over to the legislators. She sent it to the Corrections Committee. And what the McConnell Unit has had an unusual amount of deaths. So she is breaking it down for them, and she's asking them to go visit the McConnell Unit, speak to the warden, the regional director, or even speak to some of the incarcerated men there. And the work that she does, she's phenomenal. And, she sent me a photo of Jelly Roll with his security person, which I might add is about as tall as I am. Which Jelly Roll's pretty tall. And his little security guy, his bodyguard, it was kind of funny. Anyway, she sent over the work that she does in real life. But her pay job involves being in touch with them, and it was just funny how that worked out. Anyway, she's doing all this because she believes in it. So, and it never hurts to email the corrections committee because, sometimes you never know. It may help. Now, Miss Linda, do you have some shout outs that you would like to do?
Turn me on. Okay.
She wants me to turn her on.
Well, he keeps turning me off, and I want to be on.
We got it,
She's
Linda.
going and going and going.
Yes,
Energizer Bunny tonight.
That's right. Okay, I want to say a special shout out to Iron Thunder Horse. Sure loved your letter tonight, and we will be getting in touch with you. Michael Moyers, Thomas Miller L., Paul DeVoe, William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sarto, Robert Robertson, Britt Ripkowski, Charles Hill, Curtis Robertson, Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury. Good night, guys, and we'll be talking to you next week. Now you can turn me off.
Oh, Lord.
I think that's pretty easy to do.
Oh, my God. One of those nights. Okay, Mike is next. Talk about breaking the mood, Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Shout-outs to the guys at Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Steve Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out to Philip Perez. Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Yolan. Shout-out for Matt. Shout-out for Thomas. Shout-out for Edward Ruiz. Shout-out for Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Haas. Oz. And do a shout out for Payday, shout out for Bill R. Sims, Raymond Lee Cart, And a special shout out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. You can continue to write to Mysterious Mike in care of David Collingsworth. And happy Holy Week to everybody. Happy Lazarus Saturday and Palm Sunday. Adios.
All right. And now, if you want to write to us, you can write to us at The Prison Show, David Collingsworth, 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, America, 77371. Now, I've got a few shout outs I'd like to do. First one is to Toot. Toot, Newt. Toot, toot.
Don't mess with my toot, toot.
Toot. I know. All right. A special shout out to him. He knows who he is, along with several other people, because that's his nickname. Okay. Roderick Harris, Jeff, and of course, Britt Rapowski, Michael Ferguson, T, Big Head, Blaine, Mayo, Leroy, Larry, Javen Story, Leo Willis, Joe Don, and of course, Iron. What's his last name? I know Iron.
Thunderhorse.
Thunderhorse, okay. Big Daddy at the Win Unit. That would be Chucky.
I started to say something about Miss Linda again, but...
This will go on for... oh, Lord. Anyway, wanted to get those shout-outs, and another big shout-out to Rexalicious. Of course, hey, Rexalicious. And Curtis, CJ. Hey! All right, and now Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love. How's this young as you feel kind of day? Yeah, age is just a number, and young is just a state of mind. You keep me on my toes, and young at heart. I love you so much. Mwah. But I've heard from you 2 e-notes, the 3rd 16th and the 3rd 17th. And so I've got part 1 and 2 of the post. And then I got 3, of course, this week that you know about. I didn't get the single post, though. Maybe we'll look for it tomorrow. It's been a windy, nice day here. We got some updates on the governor. Yeah, the governor approves limits on attack dogs in prisons in Virginia. He vetoed a number of CJR bills, though. We'll speak on that with our whispers. Baby, I almost forgot it was Friday. Yup. We got it in, though, baby. Our whispers were real, PM. And I love you truly much, baby. Take care. Mwah. Stay focused and tough. I love you so much. Take care, sweetheart. Mwah. I'm yours, boo.
All right, and we still have some open lines, 713-526-5738. Option number 2. Remember, option number 2. David, I heard you.
Dani.
Yeah, I heard you got a letter. That you know, I think there was some misconception. And let me just say, if you don't know, don't write on it. So clearly they didn't know.
Or they're trying to stir it up.
You know what? I would never have thought of that. I am shocked.
Yeah.
That anyone would want to do that. But
You think we ought to touch on it or just let it go?
No, honey, I'm pressing on it. I'm not just touching on it. I'm pressing right there. So they, this person stated that you were, you went to prison for murder.
Yeah, nope.
No murder.
I went to prison for a lot of things, but I never went to prison for murder.
I
think what stemmed the conversation was we were talking about victims. And I remember in Bridges to Life, whenever I took the class, I had never really thought of any of my crimes as having a victim per se. I went down for robbery. I had 2 robbery charges and an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle originally, and I had an attempted burglary of a habitation, which was really burglary of motorized vehicle. We were robbing cars in a neighborhood. We called it the trash man caper. But I guess because the robbery charge, there was victims, but I didn't hurt anybody. I just went in and said, "Give me your money," and they gave me the money. I mean, it was, and so I never really thought I had a victim because it didn't really hurt anybody. But then later on, after you think about it, my mother was a victim, my daughter was a victim, the guy that I robbed was a victim. There are a lot of victims, and I never really thought of it that way. But no, I never had a murder charge. Did a lot of things, but never had a murder charge. But I did have victims. Even I was a victim. And, I did a parole evaluation. I got a new parole officer, and he did the evaluation thing, and they always start over from scratch and ask you the same old questions. When were you arrested? How old were you? Things like, do you have any remorse? How do you feel about your victims, if there were any victims in your crime? And, today I have a lot of remorse. I mean, I've got over a lot of that because, I've been in the AA program for a long time, and you go through those things and how do you feel about this and what did you do and are you willing to make amends to it? And with the victim, you can't approach that person and you can't make amends. But the big book says you should be willing to make amends. So I'm willing to make amends. I'll do whatever I can. And I think that the best thing that I'm doing is trying to give back to society by, number 1, doing the radio show, and number 2, staying out of prison. I mean, I got a great job. I got a great wife. We got a great home. We're doing everything that we can to be a productive member of society today. And it gives me great hope. And I hope that we give other men and women inside great hope, because there's a lot of life out here outside those walls. And a lot of people don't, I've heard stories where guys come up for parole. They don't want parole. They want to just do their time or whatever because they think that parole's hard. But parole's only hard parole was hard whenever I didn't want to do right. Whenever I still wanted to drink and I still wanted to smoke weed and do all those things, I wasn't ready to settle down. I thought I had a right to do all those things and nobody could tell me what to do. Maybe so, but I also had a right to continue to go back and forth to prison as long as I had that sentence over top of my head. And today, I'm a year away from being off parole. I'm on quarterly, and they told me I'd never be on quarterly. And I'm actually on quarterly, and I'm not bragging. It's just amazing that I'm here in that position. And my PO called me today, and we did a FaceTime, a video, and he wanted to see the place, and I had to go show him the mailbox with the address on it, and he was surprised that he said, "Don't you have a mule with all that property?" He talking about one of the 4x4 things. So I had to show him my 4x4. But I drove the truck out to the gate instead of the 4x4. He's like, "Well, why don't you drive the 4x4? I said, "Because it's my wife's, it's not mine." So, I mean, that's just don't drive her stuff. I mean, she's going to be upset with me. And I think right now it needs some work anyway. So, but we could have probably got it running and drove it, but.
Well, you brought up a good point, the Bridges to Life.
Right.
One of the guys on death row, when we were talking about the Andy Kahn interview, he said that in Bridges to Life, which a lot of people have taken or in the process of taking or will take, you have to, there's a lot of looking at yourself, what you did to land yourself in prison. So he didn't have a problem with the interview and having Andy Kahn on the show because, you have, like you said, you have to make amends.
Yeah, you have to make amends. And I took that course, and it was the same. That's what made me realize that there were victims in my life. I was in denial, I guess. I thought I was, I didn't hurt anybody. I robbed a convenience store, but they have insurance. Those are the kind of things that I would say. But you go in and you tell somebody, give me all your money, and you look all mean and drugged out, and yeah, they're a victim. They're scared for their life. So, I didn't think about it. I mean, I just wanted some money. I was a dope addict and needed some more dope and had to get some money, and I'm not proud of it. Got a lot of remorse and really feel like I have to give back. I mean, I come here every Friday night and do all this, and I answer all the questions that I can on the internet and do everything that I can. I used to go in and out of prison a lot as a volunteer, and anymore with my job, I got a good career and all that stuff, and then weddings, I just don't have time to do it anymore. I know Ray always did it, and I'll probably get back into it. Linda says we got 2 people on hold.
Yeah.
Well,
let's
take a call.
Okay, Jason on line 1.
Hey, everyone. Cowboy Dave. Hey, thanks for sharing that again. Actually, I didn't know your full story, so I appreciate that. And I just want to say you're a tremendous inspiration to more people than you know. So we appreciate you. And also, of course, I want to shout out to Mama Linda. And what's the name of the other woman on the show?
Dani.
Oh, Dani. Yes, Dani. Hi, Dani.
Wow. Thank you.
I'm kidding, Dani. We love you.
Don't forget Stephanie.
Hey.
Stephanie's over there behind the camera.
And Stephanie, yes. I haven't met you, Stephanie, one of these times. This is Jason Wysong from the Christian Restorative Justice Mentors Association, and it's always good to visit with everyone. And I'll start my shout-outs with my brothers at the Ferguson Unit Trustee Camp. Last weekend, we started a mentor program just in the trustee camp. So very excited and really looking forward to working with the brothers there as well. Shout out to my brothers at the Carol Vance Unit, to Forrest, to John, to Eduardo, to Tyrese. We just completed a semester of Alpha, and we had a graduation ceremony, and there's some great guys who are going to be coming home soon, and I just know they're going to do some great things. And so just a shout out to them. And I mentioned the show to them as well to make sure that they shared that with their loved ones as well. So again, just want to say thank you for a great semester, guys. And shout out to my brothers at the Ellis Unit, part of the Kairos community. I will see you tomorrow, actually. So looking forward to sharing with you guys again. As far as kind of what's going on with the Christian Restorative Justice CRJMA mentoring, I actually have been in contact with a couple of chaplains about starting up new programs, but I'm going to, just so I don't jinx it, or, I don't want to name any names, but we are working on some new units kind of south. So very excited about that. And that's about it. Keep your heads up, looking up to the Lord, and we're praying for you. And if you need anything, if I can do anything for you, I am happy to send you out my resource guide or whatever I can do. And I need to make sure that I have my address so you guys can write to me here. So let me make sure that I have it correct here. Make sure you guys have a pen as well. Okay, so you guys can write to me at, it is P.O. Box 131 412, and that's the Woodlands, Texas 77393. And again, feel free to send me a note about any questions you have about mentoring or my resource guide. If you guys are transitioning out soon, I would love to help you. And that's all. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you calling.
Absolutely. Bye.
Okay, now Dawn. Hey, Dawn.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just hanging in there, man. Trying to get over this damn cold or whatever virus that we got going on. It seems like everybody's sick.
Yeah, keep it down there. Keep it down there.
Man. Hey, I was waiting for you to put your address on the air. That way I can send it to you.
No. Hell no. Hell no.
No, I'm just calling, man. Just do a little shout out, man. Wanted to wish Amite a happy birthday and shout out to Brittany and all the team members down there and putting in all the work in Ad-Seg, man. You know, I know it gets frustrating at times. I did a lot of time back there, and I've actually been out a year already, Dani. And
it's already been a year?
Yes, man, it's been a year. Actually, on the 13th, it was a year, and I still have flashbacks of that back there, man. It's crazy, man. I mean, it's
Ray Hill said you'll always have that. He said that as long as he had been out, they never went away.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the day that I got out, you know, that very day that, I mean, when the year came up, I was still, I mean, everything was just fresh in my mind. You know, getting walked out the cell in handcuffs, getting escorted to one building, all that. You know, it's crazy, man. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, and I'm living life, man. And that's the most important thing right now. You know, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for everything I got going on. Grateful for the people around me. You know, a lot of people don't understand, don't realize that. You know, one of the things that is very important, man, is that you surround yourself around positive people. You know, people that's gonna help you be successful out here. Because one thing's for sure is that if you think you're gonna come out, especially from that box, and you think you're gonna be successful, I mean, I'm talking about legitimately, not on no dope game. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, I'm not dissing none of that. You know, but if you want to do something right and stay out here, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. You know, you gotta really have good people around you to help you. And you know, like me personally, you know, I've got me a little job, part-time job. You know, but I mean, it pays. I don't even make $500 every 2 weeks. You know, but I've got good people around me. I've got a good woman that helps me a lot, man. And I own 2 cars. Shit, I just bought me a 2008 pickup truck, you know. One of them crew cabs with 4 doors and nice wheels and I just put a system in it. All this, man, just because I've got people around me that are helping me through, you know. But that's one of the things that I wanted to say, you know, that you got to surround yourself around good people, man. Don't think that it's going to be easy, because it's not. You know, it's not going to be easy, man. But yeah, and I also wanted to shout out to my boy Boxer, man. My boy Boxer in Polonsky Unit. Who else, man? There's so many names. There's so many people that I've known and ran into and did time with, man, that it's impossible for me to mention all of them, man. But hey, love you guys, man.
Thanks for calling us, Don. I'm glad you're doing good.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, and let me know when y'all start picking up them donations.
Yes, sir.
We'll let you know.
Well,
you'll hear about it.
You'll hear about it for sure. Yeah, we're all kind of glad we're not doing it at the moment, but...
Yeah, I hear Dani getting a lot better than she was before now.
Yeah.
She's had a lot of practice.
Yeah, I still don't like doing it, though.
You're getting better. I hear you, man. But,
well, thank you.
Yeah, y'all have a good night, man. Everybody have a good night, man. Keep your heads up and stay strong back there, man.
You too, Don. That's pledge drive is necessary. You got to pay the bills, but I don't like asking for money, but we do a good job.
Yeah, we do a good job. And you know what, Dawn, I should have mentioned it, but when, now that they're releasing from the units, a lot of units they're releasing straight from. He came right out of Pulaski, and none of his reentry stuff was there that was supposed to be there, and they put his ankle monitor on so tight that he mentioned that his leg was turning blue because it was so tight.
Wow.
And he didn't even want to say anything. And it's like, you got to tell someone. You can't, it's going to cut your skin. But yeah, since COVID, they had started releasing directly from a lot of the units. I think they've stopped. They started, just from a select few now.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be before COVID.
Yeah, it was usually.
But during
from
COVID, they didn't want to transfer nobody. They just get on out.
Yeah, get on out. Yeah, in fact, one of the guys from the Estelle unit came out. He was supposed to have insulin. They didn't give him nothing. Nada.
I didn't get anything whenever I got out. I was supposed to have meds. I didn't get my meds. I was supposed to have an ID or a Social Security card, or I had my inmate ID. That's all I had. And
well, during COVID, they had changed the paperwork they were giving them because a lot of the places weren't open to go and get your Social Security card.
Right.
So they were trying to do that ahead of time, but clearly it didn't work for a lot of people, or they weren't doing their jobs correctly.
I don't know if you remember all that baby mama drama I had for years.
Yes.
My baby mama went and got my birth certificate. So, and it was a little bitty thing. I never seen a little bitty thing. It was not even big. A wallet-sized picture was bigger than my birth certificate. I never seen one so small. It looked like a postage stamp, a laminated postage stamp. But she got it for me. At least I had that. And then I went to, because they sent me to a halfway house in Beaumont, of all the places. Anybody know Beaumont? Washington Avenue where the car wash is. That's where they sent me to. And the Melton Center is what it was called. I mean, really, really bad neighborhood. But I went to the library, and what you do down there is you send yourself a letter, and then you take your letter down there showing that you sent yourself a letter, and it's postmarked, and you got your letter. And they give you a library card. So then you can have a library card, you got your letter, you got your birth certificate. You got to have all these different minor things proving who you are, and then you can get your Social Security, Social Security card. And then you take that down to get your ID. It's a big rigmarole if you don't have all the proper paperwork.
Right. They were starting to try to assist, but...
Yeah, but it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't. And they don't work. I'm just saying.
Well, it's TDCJ. So.
It is TDCJ. Or they're bringing in tobacco.
Yeah, that's something else. But there's a lot of things going on down at TDCJ besides just the tobacco. I mean, they still got the K2 going on. There's even harder drugs than that. And they're going to find a way to get it, I guess. Whenever I was in, it was funny. We had a guy, and he was so vain, he had hair dye smuggled in because he didn't want to have gray temples. I told him, I said, if you're going to risk an escape charge to go get this stuff that your family's dropped off, at least get something. But that's what he wanted.
Well, one of the guys on death row used to dye his hair with coffee. And, he was executed last year. But, yeah, he mentioned he used to dye his hair with coffee because, well, clearly the same officer wasn't working as with, because he would have had.
Well, they had a guy who went down to Walmart to get some tobacco, and he just took his inmate clothes and put them in the tea jug and pulled them out. And he dyed them that way. Just walked into Walmart and went to go buy some tobacco.
Oh my God!
Got caught coming back in the unit.
Oh my God.
It takes all kinds of kinds.
It does. Oh, yes. As a reminder, the Easter egg hunt, March the 30th at 1 p.m. at the Matthews Street Park Pavilion, 702 Matthews Street, Livingston. Again, Easter egg hunt for the families, March the 30th, starting at 1 p.m. We will have that up on the Prison Show site. Tell your people. Tell your people.
Go get some Easter eggs.
Yep.
That sounds like a lot of fun. We got like 20 seconds. You got any burning desires? You got anything you just have to tell?
Oh, I got a whole lot I wish I could tell.
Your biggest fan?
You know what?
He loves us.
He clearly does. Now, this is not my biggest fan of Polonsky because he does love me. But the biggest fan, otherwise, he clearly loves both of us. Clearly.
Yeah, I agree. So, and Michael Lewis loves him.
Clearly. Clearly.
Now, look, guys, it's been a great show, and you guys need to let your loved ones know that we're still on every Friday night, and they can call us 713-526-5738, option number 2. You guys can write us. Feel free to write us down at in Shepherd, America.
Shepherd, America.
You can send it to The Prison Show, or you can just send it to David Collingsworth, and I think we've even got some for the Death Row Angels. I had to fill out a thing in Shepherd, America at their post office so that we could get the Prison Show mail there. But the address is 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, Texas, 77371. But you guys, you feel free to write us. We're not lawyers, but I don't know. I mentioned a lot of things to Paul Morgan, and whether he writes you guys or not. That's another thing. We do have a disclaimer at the front of the show, and you guys need to realize that a lot of times we bring people on the show, we're not responsible for what they say. We try and promote things. We try and bring good things on, but it doesn't always work that way. So we have to have that disclaimer. So don't blame us for everything. We try and screen it, but
we'll get blamed. Or if you don't, I will.
Oh, I got it. There. That's okay. Ray said that even bad publicity was good publicity.
And we love Ray Hill.
So I miss Ray.
I do too.
And Gabriella's been bringing up a lot of memories for me. For those of you guys that don't know, there is a film where the lady came over from France, and she actually filmed us. And she filmed a lot of Ray. She filmed a lot of different things. She filmed the Death Row Angels down doing protests. She filmed Michael Allen doing the passing out toys down there as like Santa Claus. And the film's almost ready. It's in the last stages, and they're having a fun drive. You can go on it. They didn't put The Prison Show, but it's prisonshowfilm.com.
Yes. It's exciting. Very exciting.
And they've got a Kickstarter program going on. And it's exciting to see everything. It's exciting to see all the short clips and everything. But in the meantime, you guys, thank you so much. We're going to go out with Charlie and the Regrets, and Charlie Harrison will be on the show next week.
Woohoo!
So we'll have some live music next week, so you guys tune in and be ready to jam out with Charlie. And y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
See you at Visitor